You guys ready? Well, listen, sorry, Gary, you ready? It is very hard to play a team like that when you jump out to a lead the way we did. I was worried that our guys would take this game lightly, and then we jumped out on them just like I wanted to, and then it looked like we got, and I don't want to use the term bored, but it looked like we got sort of content with just sort of letting them hang around. And then to watch them refocus in the second half and come out and play as hard as they did on defense really shows some progress for our program. And it's nice for those guys in that locker room to be able to keep playing at a high level. I mean, everybody on the team contributed, and it just really feels good to keep playing with this group. I told them before the game I couldn't be more excited about playing a postseason game with this group because they are so fun to coach and such hard workers. So with that, I'll open it up. Who's first? John?
The player said that it felt a little bit like a non-conference game and that the opposition was kind of deliberate, but you guys still, I guess you beat your scoring average of 80 points.
Yeah, it was interesting because we were prepared. We were prepared for these guys to play deliberately, and we thought that if we could just get a few baskets in transition off our defense, we could speed the game up a little bit and make them take shots quicker, because once you're behind, you got to start taking some shots. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, we got out to a big lead right at the beginning, so that forced the tempo of the game to be in our favor. And I really think if you had asked me before the game if we would score 80 points, I would have said no. I would have thought we would have won the game sort of like 60 with having 65, 68 points.
Craig, yeah, Jared addressed this a little bit. He said he didn't think he had been born yet the last time Oregon State won 20 wins. He's actually a year off. But could you talk about that a little bit?
I can. It hasn't sunk in yet. Because we're just so focused on one game at a time. But when I'm reminded of that by Sean walking in, that it hasn't happened in such a long time, it's really a cool milestone and something that this team and this program should really be proud of. 20 wins is a milestone no matter where you are, but in a place that hasn't done it since 1989-90, that's really something special. And I'm happy for Beaver Nation that they're excited about it. I'm happy for the OSU community. I'm happy for the team, and I'm really happy for my staff. I mean, those guys put in a lot of time and a lot of work for us to get to 20 wins, and it's an important milestone.
Was there anything specific that you told them at halftime, any kind of adjustments that you wanted them to make?
What I told them at halftime was that I wanted them to change their mindset on defense without me having to give them a Newt Rockne speech. That's how I didn't word it that way, but it was a little bit more colorful the way I worded it. I didn't want them to play better because I was upset. We're past that. They know exactly what they needed to do. And I think I was probably about this calm when I said it. I said, this is the kind of game where you show yourselves your progress. You have to go out there and shut them down and not let them think they can be back in the game. And they went out and did that. And I was really pleased with that because I treated them like adults and they responded like adults.
Did Coach Molinari, did he throw any kind of surprises at you, or was it pretty straightforward?
No, it was pretty straightforward. I mean, I know that they like to play deliberately, so they want the tempo to be a slower game. And I also know that they're a great man-to-man defending team. I mean, they led their conference in team defense, so we knew they were going to play man-to-man. I thought for a while there when they got in foul trouble they might switch to zone, but they were as consistent as they've been all year. They did not switch to zone defense. And then my fellow Mount Carmel grad Don McElvoy was the guy who ended up killing us. So he was a little bit of a surprise for us because we hadn't seen him play and he wasn't in the stats very much.
Craig, how much did the run to the Pac-12 semis? How much did that help kind of pick you guys up and help helped it going into this?
Well, it originally, I didn't know if it was going to be a help or a hindrance because the guys were so down after that Arizona game, because by that time they were thinking they were going to win the Pac-12 championship, which is the right way to feel. But then after we got some days past it and we realized we could still keep playing, I think the excitement of potentially winning 20 games, the excitement of potentially playing longer, and the excitement of the competition in this Zebra Pen CBI tournament got them back up again, and that's why you saw the start that you had. And you're watching the other tournaments and you see the early games, how some teams aren't quite into it, and I was really pleased the way we came ready to play.
Season high in field goal percentage. You scored more than half your points in the paint. Was that kind of a focus before the game?
Yes, it was, and we thought we had the height advantage, and we thought that we could exploit that, and so we wanted to go down low. But then I looked up at halftime, and neither Eric nor Devon had a shot, not just in the paint, but a shot, period. And I'm wondering to myself, how the heck did that happen? But Angus and Joe sort of picked up the slack, and then we had Jared getting to the basket. So yeah, that was a focus of ours before the game.
What you kind of mentioned their style of play, but facing a non-Pac-12 team, did you feel like they kind of didn't know what you were about as much, and you played a little looser?
No, you know what I think it is, especially in this day and age of internet CD capabilities. I mean, we all can see everybody's games. I mean, there are no more secrets. So I could tell they knew a lot about what we did. And then the other thing to remember is Coach Molinari was good friends with Coach Carmody. And when I was at Northwestern and he was in between jobs, he would come to our practices and watch what we do. So he knew the stuff we were running. I think our guys, why we came out so the way we did was because we wanted to win that game. Our guys really wanted to win the game, and we kept trying to remind them it's teams like this where these kind of games are very meaningful to them, and if you give them any glimmer of hope, they feel like they can stay in the game, and next thing you know, you're in an 8-point game and they hit a couple of threes and then you're in trouble. So I was very pleased with the mature nature of how we handled this game.
What can you take away from this game, something maybe that you didn't like that you'd like to correct before TCU comes in here?
You never want to have a big lead and then give it up. But in this day and age and the way we play, we like playing fast. And so guys are going to get runs. You're going to lose your man here and there. I would want to not have runs go for, more than 6 points when you've got a little bit of a lead, that we can kind of stem the tide on our own without me calling timeouts. And I kind of let them do that. The other thing is you can't get careless because you're winning a game and have more turnovers than you need to have. I mean, any regular game, not regular game, but any game that's close and you have 23 turnovers, that's going to cost you the game. It's rare that you have 23 turnovers and you win by 20.
You guys seem to have quite a few big leads this season. Do you think your guys maybe get disinterested a little bit, or what do you think the disconnect is there between stepping on the throat and letting a team back?
Yeah, it is learned behavior, and you have to count this game as one where you did step on the throat. Though it'd be different if we ended up winning by 8, but we regrouped and then we decided, okay, let's just put them away, and we did. So that we're getting better at it, but it's something that you have to learn, and you have to be really disciplined and confident at the same time to make it work.
Looking ahead, what do you know about TCU?
Very good team, TCU. Very good team. They're in a conference with UNLV and San Diego State, both of which are NCAA teams, both of which either are or have been ranked this season, and they beat both of them. So this is a very good team we're going to match up against. They're extremely athletic. They're bigger than this team we just played. They're more like a BCS type team.
Anything else?
That it?
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, gang. See you on Monday.